Hi class, in this video we are going to discuss another topic under rational functions, which is rational function, equation, and inequality. In this video we are going to differentiate the different kinds of rational na na-encounter nyo, specifically yung function, equation, and inequalities. So for this video, ito po ang ating learning outline. So we are going to review what is rational expression and define and examples of rational functions, equations, and inequalities. And hopefully, after this video, ay kaya nyo na siyang i-identify agad-agad. So first, what is rational expression? So rational expression is an expression that can be written as a ratio of two polynomials. Ratio of two polynomials. So, recall nyo po yung definition ng ating polynomial kasi we are going to observe yon dito sa ating rational expression. So, I have here different types of ratios, but we are particularly going to determine which of this is a rational expression. Now, this time, we are going to examine if the following expressions are considered as a rational expression. So, sabi dun sa definition kanina, a rational expression should be a ratio of two polynomials. So, therefore, we have to check if the numerator and the denominator are polynomials. So, obviously, for our first example, you have an x squared plus 3x plus 2. This is a quadratic expression. Ang highest degree niya is 2. Positive lahat ng exponent. Ang exponent nitong 3x is 1 and the exponent of the 2 is x raised to 0. While yung denominator natin is also a polynomial, specifically a linear expression where your x, the highest degree of your x is 1. So therefore, this is a ratio of two polynomial. So we can say that this expression is definitely a rational expression. Next, punta naman tayo sa isa. So for our second example, you have 1 over 3x squared. Let's check the numerator and denominator if they are both polynomials. So walang duda, yung ating denominator is a quadratic. However, yung kanyang second term and yung constant niya ay naka-0. So, alam naman natin, may positive, real number yung kanyang leading coefficient, and then yung kanyang exponent is a positive integer. So, we can say that that is definitely a polynomial. Ngayon, meron tayong numerator which is 1. So, you might wonder, ma'am, 1 po yung numerator, so hindi po ba siya polynomial? Yes pa rin po, it is still a polynomial. However, kasi kapag po meron tayong constant o yung constant term natin, ang kanya pong exponent nung kanyang variable actually is naka-raise to 0. And any number raised or any variable raised to 0 is still equal to 1. So therefore, you can simply omit or kahit hindi mo na isulat yung 1 doon kasi magiging redundant. Kaya yung mga constant terms sa polynomials, laging tandaan na meron naman meron po yang katabi na x raised to 0, which is also equal to 1. So therefore, again, our numerator and denominator are both ratio of two polynomial. So therefore, again, this is another example of rational expression. Next, same lang din po ito nung ating second example kanina. Yung third example naman natin, you have x squared plus 4x minus 3 and divided by 2 or over 2 siya. So again, ang numerator natin is a polynomial and itong denominator natin is still a polynomial even though naka-constant lang siya. Remember that is still expressed can be expressed as 2x raised to 0, which is simply equal to 2. So again, this is another example of rational expression. Now, let's have the fourth expression, which is the square root of x plus 1 all over cube root ay x raised to 3 minus 1. So, check natin if the numerator and denominators are polynomials. So, numerator muna. When you say the square root of x plus 1 in an exponent, you can express ditong square root na to as x plus 1 raised to 1 half. And isa po sa ruling or sa definition ng polynomial po kasi is that yung exponent dapat po ay positive integer. And obviously, you have, yes, a positive. However, 1 half is not an integer. So, therefore, our numerator is not a polynomial. So, therefore, you can say that this is not a rational expression. Now, for the last example, makamalito kayo kasi yung ating bar ay parehas pantay, no? Pantay. Pero actually, that is an example of a complex fraction. So, dapat yung isa dito ay mas mahaba. So, dapat ito ay mas mahaba kaysa dun sa bar nung isang fraction. So, if you have 1 over x plus 2 all over x minus 2, so for us to examine this one, remember the rational expression should be a ratio of two polynomial function, no? Ay polynomial. So, express po muna natin ito, o simplify muna natin itong ating complex fraction. So, ang complex fraction natin is only, you can express this one as 1 over x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. And ang ruling natin kapag division is that we get the reciprocal of the divisor, then proceed to multiplication. So, therefore, multiply natin siya sa reciprocal ng x minus 2, which is equal to 1 over x minus 2. Then, multiply natin. So, you will have 1 all over x plus 2, x minus 2. So, obviously, yung ating mix or yung ating complex fraction ay nagiging 1 over x plus 2 times x minus 2, which is yung numerator polynomial, yung denominator polynomial. So, therefore, our last example is still in an example of a rational expression. So, now you're familiar on identifying what is a rational expression. If you're given an expression, you can easily identify gamit yung definition nga po ng ating rational expression that this is a ratio of two polynomials. So, from there, ito yung pinaka-basic rational expression. Meron na po yung nagkakaroon tayo ng improvement or nadadagdagan po yung expression na yan. Nagiging equation siya, nagiging inequality, and yung dinidiscuss po natin ngayon na rational function. So, meron po tayong definition. So, from expression na, nagiging equation, inequality, and function. So, specifically, when are you going to know if you're dealing with a rational equation? So, sabi dito sa definition, a rational equation is an equation involving rational expression. So, obviously, there is a presence of your equal sign and meron kang mga rational expressions na indicate dun sa iyong equation or involved sa iyong equation. So, then, dun naman po sa inequality, it is an inequality involving rational expressions. So, you have two or more rational expressions wherein ang magiging pinakagitna mo naman is gagamit ka ng mga inequality signs. So, dito papasok yung greater than, less than, greater than, equal, less than, or equal. Yung mga familiar po kayo or yung ginawa nyo last time sa inyong junior high school. And last example ng ating rational expression, pag in-upgrade ito or nag-improve pa, is the rational function. Ito na yung your way to familiar. A function of the form f of x is equal to p of x all over q of x, where, again, the p of x and the q of x are polynomials and q is not the zero function. So, halimbawa nga po nito, you have f of x is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 3 all over x plus 1, or, remember, a function, any name of a function can be written as equal to y. So, pwede siyang equal to y na lang. Y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 3 all over x plus 1. So, yan po yung iba't ibang klase ng expression kapag nahaluan na siya ng equation, inequality, at kapag naging function na siya. Now, let's have this activity. Let's try to determine if the following are rational expressions. Rational expressions lang na. So, let's have letter A, 15, still polynomial. Then, you have the square root of x minus 1. And as you all know, the square root of x minus 1, pwede mo siya express as x minus 1 raised to 1/2. And bawal ang 1/2 kasi kailangan na exponent ng iyong polynomial should be positive integer. So, therefore, this is not a rational expression. Next, let's proceed with letter B. Sa ating letter B, we have 5x raised to the 4th minus 6x raised to 7 plus 1. So, dito, mapapansin mo, meron kang exponent na 4, 7, then constant, then meron namang positive or real numbers yung mga leading coefficient mo. So far, this is a polynomial and ma'am, wala po siyang denominator. Kahit po walang denominator yan, you all know that the denominator for that one is 1. So, therefore, our letter B is a rational expression. Next, letter C. You have 5 minus x cubed over x. So, obviously, polynomial, polynomial. Therefore, this is a rational expression. Ayan. Next, let's have another example. Let's determine whether the following given is a rational function, a rational equation, rational inequality, or none of these. So, ano nga po bang hahanapin natin kapag ito ay rational equation, rational inequalities, and rational function? So, obviously, kapag equation, may equal sign. And ma'am, ang function po may equal sign din. However, ang ating po kasing rational function is specifically yung isa sa side ng kanyang equation is naka-express in y or f of x or naka-function. Yung g of x or f of x na you're way too familiar na. Then, sa equation kasi, puros expressions lang talaga siya. Yung naka-equal na siya sa expressions. While in inequality, this is easy. Why? Kasi, ang titingnan mo na lang, aside sa, syempre, dapat lahat ng expressions are expressed in rational. Dapat din, yung kanyang symbol ay gumagamit siya ng sign of inequalities. Like greater than, less than, greater than equal, or less than or equal. So, let's have our 3 example, A, B, and C. So, you have y is equal to 5x cubed minus 2x plus 1. Yan. Ma'am, hindi, ano po yan? Parang function lang po yan, no? So, baka isipin nyo function lang siya. Yes, it is still can be categorized as rational function again kasi ang kanyang denominator is 1. And, ma'am, may equal sign? Yes, may equal sign. However, meron siyang y. So, therefore, this is a example of rational function. Next, punta tayo dun sa letter B. So, our letter B is an example of a... So, check natin ha. Parts by parts. You have 8 over x minus 8 equal to x all over 2x minus 1. So, obviously, this is an example of a equation. Irrational po ba siya, ma'am? Obviously naman, lahat ng mga terms ng iyong equation is rational. So, therefore, this is an example of a rational equation. Then last, you have the square root of x minus 2 equal to 4. So, equation siya, yes. However, is it rational? Again, meron kang presence ng iyong square root of x minus 2, and this can be written as x minus 2 raised to 1 half equal to 4, which is not a rational equation. So, therefore, this is none of these. Equation siya, pero hindi siya specifically rational equation. So, ganun lang po ang pag-a-identify or pagdi-distinguish ng isang rational equation, rational function, and rational inequalities to the other terms. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.